Right, hello everybody, hello subscribers, hello Purple Aki. Right, this video is sort of for Purple Aki really, because he is the person who's asked the question, and every other single person who's out there who's an addict or who's been suffered with addiction in their life, then they'll understand everything that I'm about to say. Um, you wanted to know when the time that I decided to pack it all in, and do you know what? It was I got out of hospital, I'd had my leg off. And you know what? Like a donut, I was still doing stuff um, because I was on such a high amount. I couldn't just have my leg cut off and then just have the drugs that they give me in the hospital and then it'd be okay. I was just in a full blown, there's no point in me lying about it. I was in a full blown rattle whilst I was in hospital. They were giving me methadone and it still wasn't working. It still wasn't enough because I was on 10 bags of heroin plus a day. So, you know, um, when I come out of hospital, went back into Manchester, and do you know what? I I started hanging around with a chap called Steve who helped me quite a lot. You know, I just stayed by Greg's mainly in a little doorway there on the side, just because I was quite ill. I was recovering from sepsis, so I wasn't really in any state of mind to be trying to even think about it if I was going to stop taking stuff, but I had a bit of a conversation with my dad on the phone one day, and he said to me, he said, get yourself down to, he said, reduce yourself down, try to reduce yourself down. So that's what I did. I tried to reduce myself down when everybody else in the morning was going off to score. I tried to not go, and you know what? I was so ill through the day for it, but then in the end, I could wake up in the morning and I didn't need it as soon as I opened my eyes. But then it did start to get me through the day where I started to rattle, so then I'd go and get some in the afternoon. So then I got it down to about 5 bags, then I got it down to 2 bags. Then I got myself onto methadone, which is the equivalent of, I would say, 4 to 5 bags of heroin. 30 mil of methadone is, because they get the things wrong. They don't really know what's strong and what isn't. Methadone, 10 mil of methadone is stronger than 3 bags of heroin, I would say, on the street. So then I got onto the methadone. I did the methadone for 2 weeks. Then I got straight off the methadone and went straight on to the injection. And I've not looked back since. And do you know what, mate? I was asking you about the injection. Well, sorry, mate. Someone just come to the door. The dog barking like a lunatic. Sorry about that. Subscribers. Right. So yeah. Where was I? It was Purple Aki who asked me the question. He said, you said, I said to you, by thinking about this injection, and you said to me that you told me that it was the best thing that I would ever do, and I would never look back. And you know what, mate, you were so right. Um, I have not missed that injection once. I've kept up to it every single time. And you know what? I'm in frame of mind. I'm staying in my auntie's house at the minute. I'll give you a little just a show around the front room so you can see. My crutches over there in the corner. My walking stick, but just below it. For when I get my leg. It's quite a nice house, quite a nice place. Nice people. My auntie, she's one in a million. When my dad was starting to, you could see he was getting a bit sick of me being on his boat. He wanted his space back to himself. He caused some big massive row, and he ended up dropping me off at the auntie's house, thinking that, um, you know, thinking that she was going to turn me away. And you know what? God's honest truth. I knew she never would do anything like that. She's not that type of person. Um, she she has not stopped helping me since, not stopped once. She's continuously, you know, uh, the times that you're worried about things and stupid little things like money and things like that. She thinks about things and she'd make things better all the time. So, you know, she was doing a bit of thinking for me. She'd realised that my schizophrenia was getting bad, so we went. I've spent just over nearly 2 weeks in hospital. They realised that I needed Now I'm on a prescription of 350 ml of pregabalin a day, every day. Um, two 100s, well, 100 in the morning, 100 in the afternoon, and a 150 at night. Plus an olanzapine at night, a 5 milligram olanzapine for my schizophrenia. And you know what? I feel a lot better. I am looking a lot better in myself, mate. I've got weight on me. Um, I feel healthy. I've got a bit of energy. Um, whereas before I'd be going, I'd just be spending my money on crap. I've not been doing that. Uh, I've just been. I'll show you now what I've been doing. I've been buying things. It's very, very strange to me because usually I'd spend money on drugs. Um, but yeah, see, look, this is keep me tough in here as well. But I've got there's one, two, there's, there's 3 ounces of silver there. That's like just what instead of spending my money, I'm trying to just I'm trying to not spend my money on drugs, spend my money on things that I can keep hold of that will make money for me, and I am continuously doing that, mate. I've not stopped. I've got myself an eToro account. I've got about 300 quid in that at the minute. I'm playing with stocks and shares. It's going up and down. That is, but I'm going to keep on banging money in that. But I will say the point that I thought, right, I've had enough. I was sitting outside a shop in Manchester, and I was just looking at people going past, and I thought, them people going past, that's what I should be doing. I shouldn't be sitting here because this isn't me. I've had businesses. I've I've done a lot of things in my life. My auntie, she's quite good. She used to go out with a man called Bernard Aldridge. Oh, she was married to him. He's there's a lot that's gone on in my life. I've had a very, 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 very um I would say fulfilled life because I have done a lot of things, a lot good and bad. But you know what? I've got the scars to prove it. So you know I've got the bullet holes and the stab wounds to prove it too. Um, so if I ever come into contact with you, mate, you can check out me stab wounds and me bullet hole. But apart from that, mate, I'm a normal person now. Um, Thanks to people like you, who encourage people along when they're struggling. Um, I needed a friend, and you said, "Come on, no, just do it. Go on, you'll be okay. It's the best thing you'll ever do." And bam, it's the best thing you'll ever do. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Um, I hope you have a very, very nice night. I hope all you subscribers have a nice night. If you haven't subscribed already, press the subscribe button. Remember, any questions you've got about addiction, anything. Um, I would say that I have been clean now for anything. I think we work it out. It's about 310 days, 311 days. So if anybody wants to know anything about them 311 days, you ask me and I will tell you. If you're trying to get through it yourself, tell me. We can speak one to one on video chat on WhatsApp separately, so it's private, and you can speak on video call, and I'll help you if I can. Apart from that, Purple Aki, this video was dedicated to you. Have a nice night, my friend.